Hello again, friends. Carlos Scarpero here, VA mortgage specialist with Epic Lending and Military Mortgage Bootcamp. Today, I want to talk a little bit about buying a house after a foreclosure. Now, you may be wondering if you can use a VA loan after foreclosure, and the answer is yes, you can get a VA loan after foreclosure. VA does have a waiting period, and there's also a extenuating circumstances accelerated waiting period. I'm going to go through both of those in a second. So the standard waiting period after a foreclosure is 2 years. And that's great because that's actually less than FHA requires or less than conventional requires. So that's really great they offer that option. And there is also a accelerated waiting period, or an extenuating circumstances waiting period, I should say. And that is if there is circumstances beyond the borrower's control, you can actually buy it as little as 1 year. So on the 1 year plan, that is if there is something such as unemployment, or there was some sort of major medical issue causing the foreclosure to happen, the VA says you can consider that. Now, keep in mind that just because the VA says it's okay to do that, that doesn't mean lenders will allow that. A lot of lenders will have their own overlays and say, yeah, the VA allows it after 1 year, but we don't want to go by that guideline, and we're just going to add our own rules and keep it at 2 years. But luckily, since I'm a mortgage broker and I have a lot of options, I can find mortgage companies that will go straight by minimum VA guidelines and allow it after 1 year. So the other thing to keep in mind is that the timetable is not based on when the sheriff's sale was. It's not based on when the mortgage company originally talked to you about a foreclosure. It's based on the actual date the deed was filed at the county for the transfer of the home out of your name into the name of the bank or HUD or whoever took it over after the foreclosure. And that it's not always instant. A lot of times there'll be these sheriff sales, and especially during periods when there's a lot of foreclosures, like 2008 time period. Sometimes they'll hold it 2, 3, 4 months before filing with the county. I saw one that was like 7 years or something. That's a little bit insane, but luckily most of the time it's a month or two. So you can go on county records and pull up your old deed and see when that property came out of your name and into the name of the lender that took it over. And we're going to do that as well. So the way that works is when you apply with me and we have determined there is a foreclosure on your credit, I will ask for the address of the property that had the foreclosure on it. And at that point, we will pull title, a partial title, not a full title report. It's a partial title report on that property and see exactly when that deed was. And we'll send that in when we submit it for underwriting and let them know that, yes, there is a foreclosure on this property. Here's the date. And we are showing it as outside of that period. Another thing to keep in mind is if there was a VA loan on the home that was foreclosed on, your entitlement will be tied up. So you will actually see on the certificate of eligibility, it'll say former property, it'll have the address, and it'll have an entitlement amount that was charged to your entitlement. So that can affect your eligibility somewhat, depending on how much you're trying to borrow. You might not be able to borrow the full amount that's available. But here's the interesting thing is that I found out the VA will allow partial settlements to clear that entitlement. And oftentimes it's, 25, 30 cents on the dollar. So if you're in a situation where you're trying to clear out entitlement in order to qualify so that you can go zero down again, it's definitely worth giving the VA a call and asking them. Because I've had situations where the guy had, I don't remember how much it was, like close to $100,000 on the time it was foreclosed on, and they settled it for like $5,000 or something. It was surprisingly low. So it can definitely be worth your time to call the VA and ask them if they would accept a settlement to clear out that entitlement because of the foreclosure. Because oftentimes they will, and oftentimes it'll cost a lot less than you think it will. So those are the guidelines for getting a VA loan after a foreclosure. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. My number is 937-572-3713. I can also reach at scarpero.com. I am here in Ohio, but I'm licensed in several states. Happy to help you in any way I can. If I'm not licensed in your area, I know loan officers all around the country that can help. Look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks. Bye.